So, Lily and I have a little secret to tell. You want me to tell them? Are you okay with this little secret? You gotta clean your beard. Oh, what do you have? You have a piece of treat in your face. Oh, Lily. You're on camera like that, honey. So, I still love you. For the last little while, I've been looking for a cat. So I've been looking for a cat for, I don't know, like maybe the last 2 years or so. My son has been really curious about getting a cat. And I've kind of thought that it might be a nice little companion. The look I'm getting. No, we're going to tell them the whole story and how this is going to work. So even like a little companion for Lily, like if it was the right cat, that's the key, right? So I would never get another dog because she couldn't handle it. And she is my number one, right? Yeah, you're my number one and that could never change. I know. Yeah, I know. So I would never do that to her. I couldn't. But I thought maybe a cat. So I've been looking for a little while. I even reached out to, well, during the pandemic, there was like none available. There was like no cats available. It was, I don't even want to get into that now though, because all the shelters are overflowing again because people again are assholes. They get something because it appeases their desire at that point in time. And it's not going to work for me anymore. I'm going to dispose of it. Talk about victimization, right? Like some of these animals, how does that make an animal feel? Like that they have a tribe, they have a family, and you don't have time for me now, so I'm going to go in a cage and wait for someone else to find me that has time for me. So anyway, so getting on that tangent, like when you make a commitment to a life form, you really better be committed to that life form. So, but what I'm going to say is I have to balance something that I'm going to try out here. So I found, oh, you know what? I'll put his picture at the end. I'll put his little rescue picture at the end. I did find a cat. He's about a year old. I found him from a local shelter where I am. But the funny thing is, I just Googled. I just searched, you know, like cats up for adoption. And I wasn't really looking for a kitten because I thought I really don't know how much time I can invest in that. That would be a commitment, I think, that is more than I can handle. So I think we also have to be honest with ourselves with we're going to be here for this conversation. So I found a little guy, and so I found him through PetSmart's website, which then took me to Adopt a Pet, I think it's called. But then Adopt a Pet took me to this other local site, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want you to know where I live. But so this local site, which I didn't realize was started like 3 years ago or something like that. And they specialize in rescuing animals in other countries. I didn't know that. And because I had looked at a posting of this cat's, I guess, adoption page, and it was like reposted 3 times and I didn't really get to the original source. And on the post that I was looking at, it said that yes, he was good with dogs, and no, he was not good with other cats. Yes, he's good with kids, and he was just found starving and terrified on the streets. So I'm like, oh, he's got, like, that was one of the keys of what I was looking for here, was a cat that would be good with a dog. That's important to me because I don't want her life to go downhill in any way. I would not. That's not right. I don't believe in doing that. So, I reached out. I filled out the application, and then how did it go? I don't know. I'm not going to get too into the details because it just takes a longer time. Long story short, I finally got to the originator, the original source that had the post, and it's this animal shelter. They also do shelter animals like locally. And then I did like a phone interview with them, and they told me, like, we don't know if he's good with dogs. We have to be like, we don't know. He's in Egypt. Like, what? He's where? He's in Egypt. So I was like, I don't know about that. I don't think I can do that because like, it's a big question mark. They think that he'll be good because he's a Himalayan and Persian mix, which typically are pretty like laid back and affectionate, which is what Lily is, pretty laid back and affectionate. So there's something about his face. You know, like when you're looking for something and it's not lining up and you're not finding it. As far away as this seems, and the more that I've learned about it, the more I feel actually even strongly committed to helping him come over to Canada. If I don't end up being the right home for him, at least a lot more will be known about him. And then we can find the right home for him. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be fostering with the intent to adopt. So it doesn't force me into a situation where if he's like, because what would not go right is if he's aggressive, because Lily won't be aggressive to him. She's been with other cats before. She'll give them space. If they show her any kind of attitude, she'll go the other way. So I can't have an aggressive cat with her. It would horrify her life. And I love her too much to do that. So yeah, so I'm adopting a cat from Egypt. And this is so interesting. His name is Abydos. So Abydos is the town that he was found nearby. He's in Cairo right now. I guess it's the best type of shelter that they could find. It's not great. Like from what I've read, a lot of animals, like dogs and cats, people just run over them with cars. Like they don't slow down. They don't, the things are rough there. So, and if a dog, people don't like it in the neighborhood, and even I think if they know whose it is, they just shoot them. It's like some of the stories of these animals are incredibly tragic, and they really have no opportunity for likely finding a home where they would be looked after and they could know what it is to feel safe and secure and loved. But so Abydos is a really interesting city, because it is, if I get this right, it's where quite a few of the Egyptian kings were entombed, and it became a pilgrimage place for those that worshipped Isis. I thought, oh, that's so cool, because Isis and Osiris have come into my readings like a lot. Like it's just really phenomenal that this cat ended up being from Abydos, Egypt. Like God, and now he's in Cairo. So he was supposed to come on September the 13th. They're bringing him. I've become part of a chat group with a number of other people. And I know too, there's some of you are probably thinking, Cindy, make sure this isn't a scam. So yeah, no, I looked into it. It's totally legit. I vetted the place and the woman who's created it. Like people in the neighborhood know her. And there's like even people who have adopted through them as well. So it's legit. And actually, to be honest, my cost is not very much. So if they wanted to rip me off, it's like $200 to get him here as a foster. If I decide to keep him, then I give him another $200 later. But he comes fully vaccinated. They're going to pay for vet bills while I'm fostering him. It's like really legit. So he's coming in. He was supposed to come September 13th. It's been moved to September 22nd. Because I was hinting in some of the other readings that I had like a surprise that would be here September 13th. So he's coming September 22nd. This room actually will become his sort of decompression space. It's really, my heart goes out to these animals, like coming from so far away. There's 17 dogs and 5 other cats coming on this flight where there are people fostering and adopting them. So we're all part of this chat group. We're all going to the airport on the 22nd to a specific cargo area where we're picking them up. So I'll bring them here, and I'm going to have this room. I'm going to cover this bed in like a blanket that doesn't stain at all. If it does, it's not the end of the world. Like I'm going to prepare the room to know that he'll probably have accidents. Obviously keep him and Lily apart. He'll have everything he needs in this room to get decompressed and just realize that he's safe and has the opportunity to slowly explore his world and just kind of start to become himself and find who he is. Actually, there's a victim story right in this, isn't it? Really? Yeah, actually there is. It's kind of funny. So, yeah. So I'll put his picture at the end of this reading. And, so that's the only picture. No, there was 2 other pictures of him. They had to shave him down. So his fur is growing back, but the picture you'll see of him, it's probably about half as long as what it would become. And I'm used to that because Lily being a Coton de Tulier, she requires quite a bit of a brushing when her fur is longer in the winter. So yeah, so that's how that's going to go. So you'll likely get to see a video of him when he's comfortable, and hopefully everything goes okay. I just have a really instinctively good feeling about this. Whether that is that I just serve as his portal to find the right home for him, or he becomes the right home. There's something, I feel like sort of almost magical about little Abydos coming to Canada from Egypt, and the fact that Egyptian gods and deities have come through my readings so often. I really feel like he's bringing some magic with him, and in return for that magic, I hope to provide him with a very safe and happy home. So, and I really hope that him and Lily could become friends. Like, she likes to groom us, so she'd love a cat. They could groom each other, and yeah. So that's my surprise, actually. My son is pretty excited, but he's so stoic. He's like, now that he knows it's happening, I told him that it got delayed. He's like, okay. So like, all right. So it's, I guess it's just 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks yesterday that he's coming from the time that I'm filming this? And that's my secret. I'm trying to think of my secret. Yeah, it's like my surprise. I can't think of anything else to go with that. I mean, that's basically what I know about him. I guess he was just badly matted. He was starving, so he was really, really thin when they found him. Likely someone, I don't know, someone had a Persian and someone had a Himalayan, and the cats were just, you know, not fixed and bred, and he was probably, although they say that he's good, like he likes to be handled and patted. So yeah, I don't know. We'll never know his story. That will be his secret, I guess, right? It's giving me a look. You're always my number one dog, Lily. Always my number one dog, and that will never change. And again, if it doesn't, I will let you guys know. I'll let you know, just like the little bird that I had, you know, like I'm not going to hide things that are going on in my life when I try to do good things. If they don't work out, I try to at least be going forward in a way that nobody's life will be less than when this is done. Hopefully everyone will have something better in their life doing this and doing it the way that I'm doing. I could have just said I'm going to foster him, I'm going to take him in, or I'm going to adopt him, but then I would make that commitment without knowing how that's going to affect Lily. If I didn't have her, which I would never not want to, I would probably do that and just go for it and see what happens. But so yeah, so he's coming, my little guy from Egypt. So Abydos is such a serious name. I may continue, that may be his formal name. But this whole thing with Mr. Cuddles that came out, actually, even before I even found him, I like that name. I would call him Mr. Cuddles. Maybe that'll be his stage name. We'll call him Mr. Cuddles, eh, Lily? Mr. and Mrs. Because she's Mrs. Cuddles for sure. She's Miss Fluffy Puff. Although he'll be a Fluffy Puff too. And he'll be a Fluffy Puff. So we're going to go now. It's our little secret. I'll keep you all up to date. Or maybe I should put a post in my community section, because it'll only be Geminis that'll know. And yeah, so anyways, thank you so much, my friends. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.